Hello, hello, good evening. Welcome to Andrea Speaks TV. I am your host, Andrea, and I'm bringing you commentary you can use. So, thank you all so much for tuning in with me. This is episode 15. And today I want to bring and share some alarming news that the U.S. is facing a supply chain crisis. Okay, before we get into it, please make sure that you hit the thumbs up button. When you do that, that helps my video, that helps my channel to grow. More people are able to see my videos. Also, make sure you share this video. I believe this is information that we all need to hear and know. And also make sure you subscribe to my channel, Andrea Speaks TV. All right, y'all. So let's talk about the supply chain crisis that is happening right now. Okay. All right, so I read an article, and this is coming from MSN.com, and the title of the article is "The U.S. is facing a supply chain crisis as 21 cargo ships float off the coast of LA, that's Los Angeles, waiting to dock." All right, so let me give you some information about that. Make sure you hit the thumbs up button. Make sure you share this video, and also make sure that you subscribe. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. Give me just a second here. I'm going to share my screen. All right, thank you all so much for your patience. I put together a brief presentation, and I want to bring it to you all and speak about the supply chain crisis that is here. All right, make sure you hit the thumbs up button, share this video, subscribe to the channel, Andrea Speaks TV. Okay. All right, so let me go ahead and share. Okay, sharing. Bear with me, y'all. Make it bigger so you can see what's on the screen. All right, so let's talk about it. The supply chain crisis is here. This is presented by Andrea Speaks TV. This is episode 15, and today is Saturday, April 17th, 2021. Okay. All right. So as I share the information, I am going to read the article that I got from MSN. All right. Now, a supply chain crisis, the article says, is quietly brewing off the coast of Southern California as massive freighters, okay, other cargo ships like what you see on the screen, wait for dock space to open up. Now, California ports in Los Angeles and Long Beach account for about 1/3 of U.S. imports. All right. These ports operate as a primary source of imports from China and have been heavily congested for months. On this past Wednesday, 21 ships were anchored off the coast, waiting for a spot to open up to unload at Los Angeles and Long Beach ports, according to data from the Marine Exchange of Southern California. All right, now on the screen, I have a picture of one of these cargo ships, and you may be wondering, okay, Andrea, what do these ships carry? Okay, these are just some of the items that are contained on the ship. So these cargo ships carry furniture, auto parts, clothes, electronics, plastics, and other items. All right. You all make sure you hit the thumbs up button, share this video, subscribe to the channel. Okay. Now, the Southern California ports are facing more congestion than ever, says the executive director of the Marine Exchange of Southern California. Now, the normal number of container ships, the article says, at anchor is between 0 and 1. Okay, so if you can see on the screen where the arrows are pointing, all of these ships, okay, you can see they're kind of distant. All of those ships are waiting to dock, and they're creating the problem of port congestion. Okay. All right. Now, some of the container ships have been waiting. Listen to this, y'all. Some of the container ships have been waiting off the shore for weeks. They've been waiting for weeks. One of the vessels has been at berth, Berth, since April the 3rd. All right, and here it is, April 17th, y'all. Of the ships waiting to dock, the article says half of them are what Marine Exchange calls mega container ships, or ships with the carrying capacity of 10,000 TEUs. Okay, I'm not exactly sure what TEU stands for, but if someone knows, please put it in the comments and let me know. Okay, I'm assuming that's a unit of measurement. Okay, now part of the problem, the article says, is the ships are double or triple the size of the ships we were seeing 10 or 15 years ago. They take longer to load. They take longer to unload, and you need more trucks, more trains, more warehouses to put the cargo. The ships carry millions of dollars worth of popular imports. As I said on the previous slide, they carry furniture, auto parts, clothes, electronics, and plastics, according to data from the Port of Los Angeles. Supplies of these materials could be heavily depleted in the U.S. due to the backlog of ships. Okay, now the article also goes on to talk about, before I speak about some of the causes and effects. Now, I took a screenshot of a video clip. Okay, this is a screenshot, but there is an actual video. You can go on YouTube and research it. But this is a video from the U.S. Coast Guard that shows dozens of ships anchored off the coast. Okay, so just to give you another view, we can see there are several cargo ships. Now, to me, this one looks like a cruise ship, so maybe a cruise ship is there. I don't know. It looks like a cruise ship, but I'm not sure if any of I thought the cruise lines, they kind of I thought they had to, cease operations. So I'm not exactly sure. But the title of the video says Record Shipping Jam, Port of Los Angeles, Long Beach. Okay, after I finish the presentation, what I'll do is I'll go and I'll put a link to this video in the chat so you all can play it. But as we see, there are several ships that are just kind of drifting at sea, waiting to find a space to dock. Okay. All right, so the article also talks about some causes and effects of the supply chain crisis. Let me keep reading. If you all find this information to be very helpful, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Okay. All right, now, an increase in consumer spending. Okay, the article says, and as a result, a spike in imports have overwhelmed the ports. Okay, the ports are setting records moving cargo. All right. Now, California port backlogs are already helping drive shortages and delivery delays in the U.S. Now, California's port delays seem to have peaked in early February, but have persisted in recent months. So this is something, y'all, that has been going on since February. And a lot of times, just like, with other information that's out there, we end up finding out about it later. Okay, so one of my goals that I spoke about, when I created my channel, Andrea Speaks TV, that was my first video that I ever did. So please go back and watch it. And I talked about, the title of the video is Welcome to Andrea Speaks TV. And I talked about how we're living in a time period where there's so much information coming at us. Something is happening every single day. And I started asking myself, well, where's the information that I can take and use it to help benefit myself, my family, people that I love? And so that is what I want to do with the channel. So this is exactly the type of news story that's already out there. Apparently this has been happening back in February, maybe even before that. But this is not the news that's being put in front of us to know. And maybe for reasons, I'm not sure, but maybe maybe our government or maybe these companies, they don't want us to panic. But I feel like this is definitely something that we need to know. Okay. All right. So let me keep reading the article and then I'll go over the causes and effects of the supply chain crisis. All right, now on January 30th, the article says Southern California port congestion hit a record high when 38 container ships were waiting along the coast for room to open up to dock and unload. Okay. Gene Soroka, who is a Port of Los Angeles executive, warned the Los Angeles Board of Harbor Commissioners in February that high import levels caused by increased spending during the pandemic were driving port congestion. All right. And then I also mentioned on the previous slide that there was a video from the U.S. Coast Guard that showed dozens of ships anchored off the coast. Okay. I'll go back after this live presentation and I'll put a link in the description so you all can watch that video. Okay. Now, the boats waiting outside of the port, which can carry tens of thousands of shipping containers, are adding to a global container shortage. And as a result, shipping delays. All right. Customers are already seeing the impact of shipping delays. The article says during a third quarter earnings call back in February, La-Z-Boy, the furniture company La-Z-Boy executive said customers should expect delivery dates that are 5 to 9 months. Okay, not 5 to 9 days, 5 to 9 months out from the purchase date. All right. Now, February's Texas freeze and a shortage of computer chips have already pushed companies to increase prices and delay production. Okay, now in my video for food shortages, you can also find that on the channel. I highly encourage you to watch it. I talked about the Texas freeze, the winter storm that hit Texas back in February. And I talked about some of the challenges that people in Texas had as a result of that, food shortages, things of that nature. And also in the news, there's also a shortage of computer chips. Now, I will be covering that in one of my upcoming videos, but that is also a concern. Okay. Now, several companies, listen to this, y'all. Okay, let me go back and repeat that sentence. So, February's Texas freeze and a shortage of computer chips have already pushed companies to increase prices and delay production. All right, several companies, including Nike, Honda, and Samsung, have already said they have been hampered by supply chain issues. Okay. Now, so let's talk about causes and effects of the supply chain crisis. I put this together and then I'll refer back to the article. Now, based on my research, based on what I've read in the MSN article, the causes of the supply chain crisis are an increased consumer spending during the pandemic. We all saw that. We know that, people were not able to go out, travel, go to stores. A lot of businesses shut down. And so what did people do? They had to do a lot of shopping online. Okay. If you were able to get out to the store, maybe you were purchasing more because we didn't, let's be honest, at the time when the pandemic first started happening in the months after, we didn't know what was going on. So for many of us, those of us who like myself like to be prepared and get ready in those times where it seems like, okay, everything is good. We went out and hey, if we saw what we stocking up on, things like tissue, toilet paper, you all know what I'm talking about, and food items. So definitely there was an increased consumer spending during the pandemic. We also saw that with our mail. Okay, there was even an increase in mail delivery and also shipping via companies like UPS and FedEx. Okay, now due to increased consumer spending, there were also higher import levels. Okay, so those companies or businesses who import products from, like the article mentioned, China, if customers are spending more, then businesses have to keep up with their with the demand for their products. So there was a higher import levels importing from other countries. And we know another cause of the supply chain crisis is port congestion. Okay, you already have ports that are there at the dock that are waiting to be unloaded, but then you have all these other shipping, you have all these other vessels that are there, these cargo ships, and they're trying to get a spot close to the dock so that they can be unloaded. All right, now let's talk about some effects. Let's talk about the effects of the supply chain crisis. If this is good information, y'all, please make sure you hit the thumbs up button, subscribe, and make sure you share this video, okay? I feel like everybody needs to know about this. Now, we know it's going to cause shipping delays, okay? Shipping delays is an effect. Also, a global shortage of shipping containers. Now, you may say, okay, Andrea, what do you mean by that? So think about it, y'all. If the shipping containers are on the cargo ships and they haven't been unloaded, then okay, so I would think, but normally what happen is the cargo ships have the shipping containers on them. The shipping containers are those are what are unloaded. And then the empty shipping containers have to be sent back to where they came from so that they can be reloaded with, more items. And then the process starts over again. So think about it. If all of the cargo ships are there and the shipping containers are on them and they haven't been unloaded, that's going to create a global shortage of shipping containers. So what happens is you have the products that are being imported wherever they're coming from, like places, for example, the article mentioned China, then they don't have any containers to ship the products in. Okay, so then that affects everybody. That's why I said it will be a global shortage of shipping containers. Okay, and that was referenced in the article. Also, we're going to see increased prices. We're going to see increase in prices because the supply is going to be very limited. Low supply. It's going to be higher prices, and also delayed production by companies. So again, the article referred to Nike. Okay, so in other words, Nike, you all know that Nike makes a great deal of money with shoes. So I'm not trying to, tell you what to go out and buy, but just thinking ahead, if this is something that's going to be, I think Lazy Boy mentioned 5 to 9 months delivery delays for their products. What I'm suggesting is if you are in need of shoes, especially children, for those who have a child or children, their feet, grow quickly. And so think months ahead. You may want to buy some shoes, maybe go up half size, one size, just so you'll have shoes in those months, because we don't know how this thing is going to be, y'all. Who would ever think there will be a shoe shortage, but we don't know. So I'm just giving you some ideas of things to think about. Maybe ways you need to go ahead and prepare now. All right. So delayed production by companies and also a limited supply of goods. All right. So you may be saying, okay, Andrea, that sounds good. We understand, but what does it actually look like for us? All right. So this is what we may end up seeing, y'all, as a result of this shipping, as a result of this supply crisis, as a result of this supply crisis. I'm sorry. This is what we may be seeing, supply chain crisis. In the stores, we may start seeing signs. Some of us already see this, right? Limit 1 per customer. Sorry, this item is sold out. We may see even more bare shelves. We may see temporarily out of stock signs. Okay, and then for some businesses who just, they're just overwhelmed and severely impacted by the supply chain crisis, we may even start to see stores and businesses and companies go out of business. All right. So, as I shared, I want you all to be aware. Again, this is not information that is at the forefront of the news. It's not on the front page. And so I want you and all of us to be aware and be prepared. I took a trip to the store today to get some things just to be prepared. So my family could be prepared. And there's some things like I'm starting to see. I was at Sam's today, Sam's Club, and I haven't seen Lysol, let alone packs of Lysol. You have like the off-brand, like the generic brand of that store, but I haven't seen a Lysol in months, and I was able to get a pack of Lysol today. But then I'm starting to see other items such as water, even in some clothing stores, starting to see bare shelves. And so when I put two and two together, I said, wow, like all of these things are a result, all of these shortages could be a direct result of the supply chain crisis that we're seeing. So make sure, again, I can't tell you what to do, but I would encourage you all to go ahead, get prepared, get the things that you need, essential items. Also, make sure you have emergency food supply, whether you're growing your own food and you're, freezing your food that you grow, or you're canning it, or, whatever your method of food, um, preparation and storage. Make sure you have an emergency food supply. If you don't have a plan, you say, you know what, I'm looking around and, my cabinet. If you look in your cabinet, you say, you know what, I don't have anything in my cabinet. I need some emergency food supplies, survival needs. Maybe you're in a space where you're not able to grow a garden, or, maybe you do all of those things. Maybe you have your garden, maybe you can food, but maybe you want to look at other options. I do have your website. Just go to preparewithandrea.com. Again, that's preparewithandrea.com. I'll also go back and put the link in the description. You can go there. You can get you some emergency food supply as well as survival needs there. Okay. All right. So I hope this information has helped you and your family be more aware of what's going on and make a plan to be prepared. Please make sure you hit the thumbs up button, share this video, and subscribe to the channel. Also, you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook at Andrea Speaks TV. That's at Andrea Speaks TV. And thank you all so much for watching. Feel free to go back and watch it again, because this was a lot of information. Okay. All right. Well, you all take care. Take care of yourselves. Take care of your families. And I will see you again on Andrea Speaks TV. Thank you.